Well, Ernie, I've memorized all 9 losses, the date, the score. I have notes about the 71-72 Lakers, and I have to lead using one of your lines. Michael Jordan is treating Johnny Newman like a rent-a-car. He's put in 12 points in the first quarter, 4 here at the end. The Bulls lead 28-25. Sherman Douglas had 8 early points, Vin Baker 9, but Michael took over at the end of the first quarter. The atmosphere is sort of like a conference final. Those fans lucky enough to be here have a chance to be part of history. The Bucks in the shoot-around today promised that they would bring out their best for the Bulls. Meanwhile, Chicago seems to be unflappable. They practiced at their training facility in Deerfield, Illinois, hopped a bus, took the 90-minute ride, and then got here about an hour and a half before game time. In the words of Michael Jordan, it's a chance to get the record out of the way and get some rest for the playoffs. But at the end of the first quarter, it's the Bulls 28, the Bucks 25. Michael with a dozen and counting. EJ?
All right, thank you, Craig. Some rare April excitement at the Bradley Center tonight. Now, Reggie, what do you do if you're Phil Jackson? Talk about getting some rest. As Craig mentioned and as Michael Jordan mentioned, how much rest do you get in the final week?
Well, you know, I think it's called time management. And if the Bulls win tonight, you'll see players go from about, 30 to 40 minutes a game to about 25 to 30. The key is they have to keep their edge and their precedence that they've set. They don't want to go into the playoffs a little lethargic.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. We'll take you back to the Valley of the Sun for the second quarter in just a second, but I know what you're asking at home. How the heck are the Chicago Bulls doing? Looking for win number 70, an NBA record tonight. They were up by 3 after 1. They have reached the half. Craig Sager, do tell. What's up?
Well, Ernie, right now at halftime, the 69-9 Bulls trail the 24-54 Bucks 49-40. Michael Jordan, who had 12 points in the first quarter, had only 1 in the second. Vin Baker of the Bucks has matched him for scoring honors with 13. Now here it is, the final week of the season. You can count the Bulls' losses on your fingers. Since I've been to most of them, I've tried to find a trend. In 6 of the 9 losses, the Bulls have been outscored in the third quarter. We all know how Michael Jordan can take over a game in the fourth. So apparently the key to beating the Bulls is to have a big lead after the third. Now, for the Bucks, this is their playoff season. They beat Orlando on Sunday, and they're halfway home to beating the Bulls tonight, 49-40 at intermission. We'll be back in a little while. Ernie?
All right, thank you, Craig. A rarity, too, for the Chicago Bulls. When they trail at the half, they are still 13-5. They're down tonight, 49-40 to the Milwaukee Bucks. They look for win number 70. The talk began when they opened the season with a 12-2 November and intensified as they roared through December and January, 27-1. Could the Bulls win 70 games in the regular season? Tonight, they can rewrite a page of NBA history with a win at the Bradley Center. The Bucks, after beating Orlando Sunday, trying to play giant killer again. Here comes a scramble, and here comes a play just the way Phil Jackson drew it up. Over your head, over Pippen's head, right to MJ, 2 of his 12 in the first quarter. Watch the no-look. You like this dish? Put it in the china cabinet. To Scottie Pippen. They're up 28-25 after 1, and then Milwaukee outscores the Bulls 24-12 in the second quarter. Who's it on the receiving end? Johnny Newman. They're up 49-40 at the half of the Bucks as they try to avoid being a piece of history. In the third period, Milwaukee still on top, forging a 63-57 lead over the Bulls. Let's get the absolute latest on that game now as we go to the Bradley Center and Craig Sager. Craig?
Lori, the man who has cut the lead is Luke Longley. He's at the free throw line right now. He has scored 8 points already in this quarter, and he has been very dominant, especially offensively. Meanwhile, Dennis Rodman has been playing with downright reckless abandon, sometimes illogically, but he has 13 rebounds. He has delighted the fans, and he also has put an end to the transition play that the Bucks had in the first half. They had 18 fast break points. I talked to the coaching staff at halftime for the Bulls, and they said that was their biggest concern. And right now, the Bulls have cut into that lead, and it is now 63-59 with 2 minutes, 24 seconds to play in the third. Ernie?
And we are totally up to speed. Thank you, Craig. More on the Bulls as the night goes on. What's going on now at the Bradley Center, Craig Sager? Who's up?
Well, Ernie, they were down by 6 going into the fourth quarter. They were still down by 6 with 10 minutes to play when Michael Jordan came back into the game. And now with 6.5 minutes to play, they're up by 3. Michael has the hot hand in the fourth quarter. He has 22. Vin Baker had 22 points for the Bucks after 3. Dennis Rodman then switched off of Glenn Robinson and has been guarding Baker. It's been a very intriguing matchup. Baker has just 2 points in the fourth quarter. Rodman, meanwhile, cleaning the boards. He has 16. So we have a game that looks like it may go down to the buzzer. It's 77-76 right now. The Bulls up by 1 with 6.5 minutes to play. We, of course, have the final minutes of the game and hopefully a post-game interview on the court. Ernie?
We turn it over to Tom Dorr and Johnny Red Kerr with the call.
82-80. We'd like to welcome our national television audience to the Bradley Center here in Milwaukee as the Chicago Bulls take on the Milwaukee Bucks on SportsChannel. The Bulls with a tight lead, 82-80. Michaels had a very tough night from the floor. MJ backs in now, fadeaway baseline jumper. Nope. Luke Longley had a huge third quarter.
Boy, both teams missing shots here. Very tense game, emotional game for both teams. The Bucks did not want the Bulls to come in here in their house and win number 70.
Coming up on 2 minutes remaining here, 82-80, Bulls with the lead.
The pressure on the Bulls to win this game might be the biggest of all year. Everybody wants them to win this thing.
Robinson had it knocked away. Scotty goes down on the floor and out of bounds. They say Scotty was out of bounds, but the shot clock went off. So now how will the officials call this?
Steve Kerr comes over to help out. He's trying to call timeout, but there's
shot clock.
You're right, Tommy. Good call. 1:59, a tick less than 2 minutes on the clock. The Bulls trying to protect the 2-point lead. They've got the Bucks in foul trouble. Anytime they get fouled, they step to the line. The Bulls have one more to commit. But tensions.
Bulls got off to a good start, but the second quarter was huge for Milwaukee. They outscored the Bulls 24-12, their second lowest scoring quarter of the year.
I'll tell you what, you look at Phil, you wouldn't really know if they were ahead or behind. But you know this guy is trying to catch him up. Now Phil says, come on back and give him some help. Douglas put a lot of pressure on Michael last time for a 10-second violation.
Michael brings it across the timeline on top, Scotty. The only guy who shot well has got the ball right now, Steve Kerr. Right side, Luke. Rolls out, threw it away, and Scotty had to just reach out and grab Johnny Newman.
So all the good things that the Bulls did right now comes to a halt, a screaming halt. So Pip takes the foul. That's his fourth, but they had one to take. Luke tries to go across the middle and doesn't go with the left. He flips it out, and standing there was Johnny Newman.
Douglas with it on the left side. Big Baker has been just awesome for the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. He's got 28 points. And they throw it away. This game has been extremely physical. If you're looking for fouls called, there have not been a whole lot. Turnovers are a huge story. The Bulls with 14, Bucks with just 8 turnovers, and I'm not talking about the second half or the fourth quarter. That's for the game.
Yep.
Pip, top of the circle, down low. Michael, fadeaway jumper, hit pan. No, he can't get it. Rebound tipped out. Michael comes over the back, look for it, can't pick it up. Douglas pushes it up the floor. Newman runs over Steve.
Offensive foul! Yes, sir. Steve Kerr planning himself. We said Johnny Newman has a tendency to get runaway basketball in him. 1:05 to go. 65 ticks from being the best record in basketball. Here comes Newman. Kerr standing in front. And a timeout.
We'll take it with him. Timeout call. 1 minute, 5 seconds remain, and the Bulls lead the Bucks 82-80.
Welcome back to the NBA on TNT and more bonus coverage of the Chicago Bulls looking for win number 70. Up by 2 with about a minute to play. We go back to bonus coverage with Tom Dorr and Red Kerr.
With more games than any team in NBA history. The Bulls lead at 82-80. We've got less than a minute remaining in the game. Luke Longley kicks it out to Tony Kukoc. Back down for Luke. Shot clock at 4 and 3. Luke puts his head down, couldn't get it. And the Bucks with a chance to tie now. Sherman Douglas brings it across the timeline. 82-80. The Bulls with the lead. Douglas goes down low. Vin Baker has done it all for Milwaukee. Baker backs in the lane. Fadeaway jumper short. Luke right there. And Terry Cummings fouls him immediately with 21.9 seconds remaining. Luke Longley will go down for a pair of free throws with 21.9 seconds remaining. We'll take a look at it again. Baker comes in. Luke got the hand up. Now comes down with a rebound, and Terry Cummings ties him up. So Luke with a pair of free throws. 2 of 3 from the line so far. He got most of those points in the third quarter. 83-80, and a lot of black and red, a lot of Bulls fans here in the crowd applaud that one. The bench up on the baseline, expecting a win. 21.9 seconds remaining for the ball game. Bulls 13-20, Bucks 9-15, and one more for the Bulls. And a timeout called by the Bucks. Timeout called. The Bulls are 21.9 seconds away from history, and we'll come back.
A little ice water with Luke Longley, huh? 84-80 with 21 ticks left. We will not leave you hanging, folks. We'll be right back. Glued to the set to see if the Bulls can win 70 games. This is kind of a microcosm of their whole season, playing on somebody's court. And these guys are spilling it, the Bucks are, trying to spoil this party for the Bulls.
Well, it's been interesting because the Bucks have played some good basketball. The Bulls, tough team. It's not over yet, but it's real close.
So what do you do in Milwaukee now? Who's going to be the guy who takes the shot? You're down 84-80 right now,
yeah,
with just a few ticks left. Who gets the ball?
Well, I think the first thing you do, you got to take a three. You got to go for it and then foul.
That's where we need Reggie Theus to be. At the Bradley Center tonight, never bashful with a three-pointer. 84-80 is the count. Let's resume bonus coverage at the Bradley Center.
And our Chicago Bulls Bud Light player of the game is Dennis Rodman. What a ball game he's had. Dennis off the bench with 19 rebounds to go with 7 points. He also had 4 assists. Keys will trigger the inbound pass. Dennis Rodman right there against Keys. And he'll throw it in.
All right, Tom, tension building here with 21.9.
They get it inbound. Sherman Douglas drives down the lane. Pushed off against Steve Kerr in the corner for Johnny Newman. He'll take a block three. Kerr comes up with the ball. They're going to foul him. And Douglas tackles Steve Kerr on the foul. Holy Toledo.
Well, a big play. They blocked the shot. The three-point field goal attempt, 13.4. And it's his 4th foul. It won't make much difference. Take a look at this, Tom.
Douglas brings it down. There's the push-off. I talked about it. The corner, Newman had it partially blocked. Kerr comes up with it. And third down at about 5 as Douglas tackles Steve Kerr. Look at the bench. They are so excited.
Everybody on their feet over there, Tom. The coaches are up. Everybody wanting to be part of history here. 70 wins, the most by any NBA team.
A lot of signs around the arena with number 70 on it. Steve Kerr hits the first. 85-80 now. Bulls with the lead.
Without Michael shooting these free throws, this is the guy you want at the line. 92% free throw shooter.
13.4 seconds separate the Chicago Bulls and history. He got them both. 86-80 now. The Bucks have to hurry up the floor. Douglas across the timeline. Stops. And an offensive foul on Sherman Douglas.
Offensive foul. That could be the end of it, Tom. The nail right in the coffin.
8.6 seconds remain.
The Bulls just want to make the clock run out now. They're going to walk away from here with 70 wins. Pippen holds the ball in the backcourt as it ticks down.
They have
the Bulls, 70 wins.
There it is. 70 has become a reality for the Chicago Bulls. 70 wins on the season for the Chicago Bulls. And as they come off the floor, Johnny Kerr is down at the end of the floor. He'll bring us some of the interviews.
Coach Phil Jackson with the 70 wins. You are now on the history.
Well, it's great for this ball club. I'm really proud of the organization, the ball club.
And with Michael Jordan, obviously, 4th quarter, you guys put the defense on, clamped it down. You've been downplaying 70 wins. Now that it's here, what's the significance to you?
Well, right now, I think we're very happy that we accomplished this. I mean, we didn't start the season saying we're going to win 70 wins. We just wanted to play hard, and you know, we came out. We didn't really play our type of basketball, but somehow our defense stuck. You know, kind of got hot and defended them pretty well in the 4th quarter, and we were able to hold them down. And next thing you know, we made some big shots.
Throughout the season, you have never reminisced about the past, about Michael Jordan, the titles. That's been up to the fans and the media. What has been your focus, and why have you always looked ahead?
Well, we just trying to win another championship. You know, I came into this season with a lot to prove individually. I think we as an organization came in this season with a lot to prove. So, you know, that's the motivation right now. We haven't achieved what we want to achieve, which is the championship, but this is pretty close.
Has this been tiring? Has this taken a toll going into the playoffs, having every team play as well as they have against you in the Western 70?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We have never had any off nights. I mean, every team that come to play us hard, which, you know, we really have to keep ourselves motivated. Tonight, you know, we were maybe a little lackluster, didn't have the same type of motivation. Milwaukee came out with nothing to lose and played extremely well, and we did all we could to try to get back in the ballgame to win the game.
With the reckless abandon that Dennis Rodman plays with, are you concerned at all that maybe he's going to lose it sometime before the playoffs?
No, I think Dennis is very focused. I mean, he made his statement. He knows the city loves him. He knows he's a very integral part to our success. And I think we're going to be able to control him. He's going to come out and play 110% every night, and you know, every now and then he's going to show emotions, but I don't think it's going to be to the point where it's distracting or it's going to harm the team.
Any concerns, or what's the biggest concern going to the playoffs?
No, I think we know that the playoffs is a whole nother season. What we've done tonight and what we've done this season was position ourselves for the playoffs. But you know, I think we know we got to start from scratch on April 26th and, you know, get ourselves ready.
Welcome back. Congratulations, rewriting the record book once more.
Thanks.
All right, Ernie, as we mentioned, the Bulls get their 70th win. A madhouse here, but we got our man, and they got the record. Back to you.
Good work, Craig. Attaboy. 86-80 is the final.